welcome back to our Skyblock world. It has been a minute, but we are back. I have been away, seen the sunshine for a brief while before returning back to the UK, and now it's raining, so the brief sight of the sun was very welcome. But what I managed to do while I was away is although I couldn't stream, I did do some stuff, and it was mostly behind the scenes tech stuff. So we are now, if I hit F3, we are now in version 1.21.5. So we were in 1.21.1. So we've updated now. We've got all the goodies that have come from the last two major releases. So we've got the PAL Garden, and we've got the temperate and the cold variations, the temperate, cold, and warm variations of the various animals as well now. So that's something else for us to look forward to. But what I'm most excited about is I cleared out all of the unvisited chunks from this world before I updated, mostly because there is a problem with data packs that create a void world like this, and that every time Mojang change the world generation, basically it fills the first new chunk with lava. So I trimmed them all out, went round, I cleared up all of the lava, got everything sorted, and now we are hopefully good to go. So if you do see any random lava floating in the void, then yeah, shout, and I can make a note to go back and try and clear that up in the future. But yeah, so we got. I cleared out the chunks, and check out what spawned just off the coast of our big island here. That there is the PAL Garden Island. And then, along with that, because we visited some of the other worlds, the data pack had a little trigger command in there that would give us one of each of the items we've already that would have spawned on new items that would have spawned on the existing island. So yeah, so I think like the bush spawns on the birch island, the dry grass will spawn on the desert island, and I think the firefly bush spawns on the swamp island. But we've visited all of those, and those are already rendered, so they wouldn't have been able to produce the items. So we have those. We have those now, and yeah, these are all handy, because all we need to do for more of these is if we put down the the tall grass, and we bone meal it, we get more. And then I think we can use any tool, but it feels like a shears job, and I have excess shears, so have a bit more of those. The same with the bushes. We can just put one of those down, and they will replicate. And with our firefly bush, we have the same. More bone meal. Oh, are we actually out of bone meal from? Hang on. I have so many bone meal farms in. Well, so many inefficient bone meal farms in this little base. We will get to something decent at some point. But yeah, we can just take the bone meal, and we can get a few of the firefly bushes as well. So these ones I am looking forward to the most. I think a bit of ambience from these is going to be quite good. But that also got me excited. So I have added in a few extra mods and data packs to my client. So one is that we get a few more sounds playing. So like the villagers snore at night if you're nearby them, and then we've also got some particle. Like the particles are cool, so I added more. So we've now got things like the lights will give off particles, the lava gives off particles, everything gives off particles. And we can also now do end of pearl chunk loaders. That was something else we got when we upgraded, so and that gives off loads of particles. But yeah, so I'm using this ender pearl to load this back part of our mob farm, which is actually in one of the lazy chunks. So every time we go through the portal, anything in there basically just stays and uses up our mob count. So we now have a fix for that as well, finally. It's not a good fix, but it's a fix nonetheless. So yeah, today we're going to work on some... We're going to go get some all the goodies from the Power Garden Island, and then we're going to work on some redstone. And yeah, this is basically a little preview, but I'll come back and we'll go over that in a bit. We have some folk in chat. We have Waddle, Splash, and Story. Welcome in. Welcome in and welcome back. And we will, yeah, let's oh yeah, that's another one we get. We get stomach rumbling every time our food is low. And it is the most cursed sound, I swear. But kind of cool. Yeah, all these little ambient sounds and things that have been added, that I added on top of the existing ambient sounds that Mojang added. But I just wanted to go a little bit further and make the world a little bit more alive. Let's get a water bucket. I've also messed around with the graphics a little bit, so to try and get things to look a little bit better. But let me know if any of it is not really visible. But we're going to grab a quick nap. Oh. Oh, Waddle had to refresh coffee. I mean, this is a tea stream, this one, so. I have a plethora of tea laid out in front of me at the moment, which is as per usual. But yeah, I'm thinking the best way to get over there, I think, is to bridge out from this island. Annoyingly, as I updated, all of the flashback footage I have of this is now unusable. So I think, which I guess is kind of freeing in a way. And I was going to try and make a big time lapse of the whole island being built, but I think that is sort of past now, and I can just sort of crack on with this as and when I have time, and not have to worry so much about being able to record a good chunk of it. And yeah, so unfortunately that was going to be the first video from this world, was basically building out this giant island, but I'll have to have a rethink on what kind of content I can do. I've been thinking it'd be nice to put some more actual video content up. And what I was thinking of was potentially creating a second Skyblock world and creating some videos around like just how to get started. What do you do on day one of the Skyblock world? Like how do you make the cobble generator? How do you make sure you don't lose a sapling? Then some little bits like more how-to focus stuff. Like how do you build a mob farm? So it'd be very practical rather than pretty thing. Huh? The image stays exactly the same. Oh no. So it's not... okay, OBS is struggling to capture the window, it seems. Let me... Oh, no, I did read. I thought you said the chat was still... Ah, sorry, I misread. Okay, let me... Options... what happens if we switch to a regular window? Is that not working? Okay. Okay, so it looks like something has changed. It looks like something has changed since in the update, and now OBS is no longer capturing the window when I have it in like a borderless full screen, which is really bizarre. But yeah, this is the Power Garden Island that we found. But well, I'll go back and I'll show you guys the other loot that we found. That we got when we upgraded. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm still down to one monitor, so I need to sort out a second monitor so I can actually have OBS up and visible when I am playing. But it could be that I need to switch it over to like a screen recording rather than just actually recording the window itself. I wonder what they've done to mess that up, because here we go. So, well, we live and learn. Basically, never upgrade anything ever, and yeah. So these are the loot that we got for upgrading. As I said, each of these is from different from a different island that we've already visited. So the game the data pack has graciously given us them, as otherwise we would never be able to get a hold of them as we upgraded. So, and each of these can just be replicated with a little bit of bone meal. And then any tool can harvest them, but as I said, shears feels like the right choice, so we can get that. And as we bone meal the tall grass, we get the short grass, and if we bone meal the short grass, we get a new tall grass. Yeah, I'm really excited about the firefly bushes. And you missed all the fancy particles as well. I'm sorry. So yeah, so we've got like just little ambient bits floating around, and things like the the lanterns now give off little sparkles, and so does the lava. And our crazy ender pearl is giving off all of the sparks here. As I said, that's loading this part of the mob farm now, so that's so that all works properly now. But yeah, one day I will actually figure out this this streaming business. One day. Yeah, we've also got little like little dust clouds behind us as we run. Actually, if I go to F5, you'll be able to see that more. Yeah, and then our armor actually sort of glistens a bit now. Yeah, we've got the whole sort of Roadrunner smoke coming out behind us as we run. And then we've still got the cool little eyes, the shifty eyes, and no, it's not farts. It's dust. I mean, given all the sound effects that I've added, if it was farts, you would have heard it. And nothing is silent in this game anymore. Nothing is silent. Yeah, I probably should have brought a bed to do this, because the last thing we want is for it to turn night. Actually, I am a colossal idiot, and I'm going all the way over there. I don't have an axe. I don't have a shovel. I don't have a hoe for the leaves. What am I even doing? What am I doing? This is not how we Minecraft, guys. Has been a while though. We haven't Skyblocked for a while. I've gotten too used to playing with Splash and Crumbs now, and that not having to sort of leave all my stuff at home all the time, just in case I fall into the void. The ground makes you complacent. Okay, we'll grab an ender chest, I think, and we'll grab an ender chest, a bundle, and we actually have useful bundles now as well. I've put the final version rather than the experimental version, which means they're a lot cheaper to craft. But what am I going to do with all that rabbit hide? What do we actually want? Let's. I don't have any ender chests going. Okay. Let's take. We're going to want a silk touch axe, a fortune hoe, and we'll take a shovel as well. And then we want a bed so that we can sleep away the night. As the last thing we want to do is try and get onto that small island with the creaking alive. And, well. There is if you spawn in a Power Garden island, there is actually a Power Garden starter island. So you could start this game in Skyblock, and on your very first night, a creaking appears. Like, what kind of cursed start is that? Okay. Let's sleep the night away. But yeah, everyone else is like, oh no, I've got to rush and get something done before like the third day, the third night, because of the phantoms. And then some folk are just like, night one, creaking attacks. Okay. So let's make our way over. Didn't you guys all miss this? The general sort of hovering in the air, bridging out, hanging on by a toe. I did see a mod that will render your feet and things in first person view. I'm wondering if I should actually install that so we can just see how close to the edge we are most of the time. Yeah, creaking. Could you imagine the first day of your first day in a Minecraft world, just having to fend off a creaking? And I think it gets worse, right? Because you also then have to work around the fact that you're not going to be able to mine out the... Oh, there's an eye blossom down there. That's cool. You're not going to be able to mine out the... Can I get closer? I want to try and get to a point where I'm by... Okay, this is going to get ropey. So we're going to want to go down. Okay. We're not going to be able to get fully under from the looks of it. I didn't bring a pickaxe. Typical. Okay. So, silk touch, and first Palmos of the world. then the axe. We've got the silk touch axe. So let's our first power logs. There it is. Okay, so we've disabled the creaking now. That's good. And now we can get to work. I think I'm going to try and punch this one out because it's on the wrong level. I really should have bought an actual pickaxe. I'm going to have to go and get some more. I'm going to have to make some more ender chests, I think, is the key there. So let's come out 3 this way. No, actually, let's go 4 in each direction. Oh. Why do I do this to myself? Why didn't I just bring a pickaxe? And then we would have been okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3 this side. Oh, hi Crumbs, welcome in. Okay. I didn't bring the bed with me either, annoyingly, so it's a good thing we actually did take out the creaking heart there. Otherwise, I fear we might have actually had a creaking related incident. And I'm actually hoping there's only one in there. Why? Why am I like this? And any normal person would just be able to leave it uneven as well, but yeah, I've been called many things over the years, and I don't think any of them have ever been normal. But okay, so we've got that. Oh, we can get an eye blossom, more moss, and this we'll be able to replicate. Oh, another eye blossom. So I think we're going to need to keep something here if we want more of the eye blossoms. Because I should have brought bone meal with me as well. Lots of coulda shouldas today. Okay, take that out. We have a creaking heart. We have some of these vines. Okay, I think we can grow those with some more bone meal as well. We don't want to take out the top piece of wood though. We want to leave a piece there, and then we're going to go up and we will clear out the rest of the tree canopy. With the Fortune 3 hoe. Let's use a block that we can actually destroy. Oh, what's that done? Oh, I missed one of the drops. Hang on. Ah, was it that? so we've got power hanging moss, power moss, power moss carpets, a creaking heart, eye blossoms, and pal oak logs so far. Okay, and then yeah, we want to get up there and fortune all of these leaves, because we're going to need at least 4 of the saplings. Come on, okay. What is our sapling count at now? 3, 4, okay. So we have 1 more chance to regrow a tree, plus 1 extra. If I can get 8, that would be great, because then we can basically grow 2 more trees, and then we've got our hope of getting our saplings back. Okay. Come on, I don't need sticks. I need sap. Oh, 7, 8. Okay. We now have 8. Have a full set of saplings, and of course it's going to get dark now. Let's put down some torches so we can see what we're doing. Oh. Okay. I thought that was it for a second there. I thought we were void bound. With all of this loot, it would have been. I think I would have actually cried. Okay, let's light this up a bit. Oh. These are now deteriorating properly. Normally, let's try and fortune the last of them. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, we've not done too badly now. We've got 10 saplings. That's that's 2.5 trees worth. Oh, can we get that one? Okay, nothing. Okay, so we have our stuff. 10 saplings, power moss, 1 creaking heart, eye blossoms, power hanging moss, and 46 wood. That was a big tree. We got the better part of a stack. Better part of a stack just from that one. I always think that the oaks are tiny, because the 4x4 oaks always seem so much smaller than the 4x4 spruces. So in my head they're like way smaller, but maybe not. Okay, and we're back. Let's sleep. A little bit of snoring. And then we can head back to the base and check out our goods. I think I might try and grow a couple of the palo trees. We'll force them to grow some bone meal, and then we'll harvest them down again so that we've got more of the saplings. And then we can get back to our we can get back to our sand farm. Maybe I'll designate this cobble slab. So now, okay, let's put our bucket back. And yeah, this is the goods from our pal garden update. So let's drop the sticks off. So I think, oh no, it's not the wood on it, it's the saplings. And some bone meal. Might actually have to go get some proper bone meal. So let's grow these up. Okay, and then we'll grab the fortune hoe. Clear out all of this. Dude, silence yourself. No one's going to take you seriously and consider you menacing with that get up on. Okay, let's clear this out with fortune 3, and we should have a bunch of saplings. And then we will mine this one back down. Okay, half a stack of saplings. That I feel more at home with. So. So we have that. We can add the wood to our little board over there. So paddock trapdoor. Annoyingly, they're in a bad order now. I had ordered them based on similarity to the previous one, but I feel like the padlock probably should be somewhere like that. But well, it's oh, and I'm gonna need a pickaxe. No, not that pickaxe. This one. I know my way around this world. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've been back here, so. Okay, so let's put that there, and then we want to have a plank at the top. A log there. Strip the wood, and then we'll put the trapdoor at the top there. Okay. Oh, actually, So I thought the padlock would probably live here, like next to the birch, but I think it actually kind of lives next to the. It's more like the cherry than the. It's like a lighter cherry wood than an even lighter sort of part of this ramp colours. For this nice smooth ramp of colours here, and I think this basically then just sits here in between, next to the cherry as a lighter variation. I like having another solid-ish trapdoor as well. Okay, let's drop the wood off over here. And then the other thing that would be nice to get our hands on, although how close are we to night? Who sells clocks? Is it clerics? No, it's the librarians. Librarians, okay. We're getting on in terms of time now, so what we can do is if we go get some slabs and stuff. No, that is a wood chest. So you go away for a couple of weeks, and then that's it. You suddenly lose track of where everything is. So what we should be able to do is where is our axe? If we put that there, and then we go put some ways up in case he spawns elsewhere. Oh, I still have the lantern from over there, don't I? What am I doing with my stuff? I'm just dropping stuff in random chests. What is actually going on here? So we'll take some of that. It's getting dark. Let's grab our sword. Oh, here we go. Where did you spawn? Are you? You're not down there. Where's our creaking gone? Oh, he's over there. Okay. Reverse Enderman. Well, see if we can upset him a bit. Oh. Hey, now we're getting the good stuff. Yeah, that's better. We'll get ourselves a bit of this, a bit of the resin. We can use that to build some spare creaking hearts, just so that we have those in case of emergency. So come morning, we should actually have enough to build a few of these. At some point, we'll have to make a proper resin farm. Knocked you now, nearly a full stack of resin. Okay, that's not bad. So this is a terribly inefficient way to farm it, but all we want for now is to make sure that if we accidentally destroy the creaking heart without silk touch, then we're going to have the stuff to make some more. are we doing for time? We're about halfway through the night. Oh crap. Mistakes were made. So what do we at? What do we at now? Okay, that's over a stack. Let's oh. Uh-oh. I think if I leg it, can I get to somewhere safe that he can't reach? Okay, let's have a snooze over here. Oh crap, he can get this far. Where can't you get to? Not you and all. Okay, can we get through the night now? Okay. And then our creaking friend has now gone. Cool. So yeah, let's take those down. A couple what's left of the resin there. We'll tidy up after ourselves. And then we can make ourselves a couple more creaking hearts. Which, if I remember right, we just need the wood for and the resin. And then we create, I think we create a block, yeah. 6 blocks of that, and then I get 8 creaking hearts, and the rest of this can go into baked bean blocks. Okay, so let's leave that here. Yeah, I never like having just one of an item. It's like just having one creaking heart in the entire world is nerve-wracking, right? Because at any minute you're one mistake away from that item being gone forever. But well, with that, okay. So now we have now that we've got the power muscle stuff sorted, let's have a look at what else we're doing today. So drop our tools off. Yeah, so next up we are going to go look at our sand farm again. So we started it last time, we got the water platform in, but what we now need is a mob spawning platform, and we need to flush everything off with some stuff. Cage the creaking. I could cage it, but then as soon as it despawns, it's gonna it would have regenerated somewhere else. But yeah, in that case, I could have put it in a box and then gone to sleep, and I don't think it would have been able to get me. We might have to name tag one at some point so that we can have a little pet creaking. Yeah, so this is me just laying some stuff out, just to test, because I wanted to make sure it pretty much was all sort of one high, and we just need some slabs underneath to support the comparators and the repeaters. But what we've got here is a etho hopper clock. So what this does is it moves items across. And then once it gets all the items on one side, this redstone block here will shift across. And then once it's done, again, it will shift back. So this is giving us a signal, and then we have a hopper will take 0.4 of a second to move the item across. So for every item in here, we get 0.4 of a second, and there are 24 items in total. And because it has to move everything across and everything back, we then get to about 19 seconds for this whole thing to cycle. What that's doing here, though, is we have we're taking a reading from this part, and then every 19 seconds, this will drop to 0 as this hopper empties. I can simulate that a bit here, so we can see it goes to 0. But then as soon as the items start flowing back, it goes back to 1, and then eventually it's occasionally 2 as well. So then we have a repeater here, and all this is doing is making sure that this will be 1, 2, or 0, and this is just making sure this is always going to be either 15 or 0, like it did there. And then we have an observer, and all this is doing is detecting when this changes. So every time it drops to 0 or changes to 0 between 0 and 15 or 15 and 0, we get a little pulse out of this. But because it changes so quickly, we get 2 pulses in quick succession, and then we have a repeater here that is basically doing 2 things. One is making sure that only one of those pulses get through, but we'll look at the other one in just a sec. And then we have another setup of the hoppers here. This has 11 items in it. And this, as I said, 0.4 of a second, so this will take just shy of 4.5 seconds, 4.4 seconds, to shift everything across from this hopper to this hopper. And what happens is this repeater is on just long enough that when it's on, it powers this block and turns this torch off. And when this torch is off, this redstone line here goes off as well, which means this hopper is no longer trying to compare against a minimum of 15. And then, this comparator now powers this block until all of the items have left this hopper. So this will give us about 4.5 seconds here. And then that is powering this torch on or off. So all the time that the stuff's moving out of this hopper into the other one, this torch stays powered. And then we can use an observer to detect that. So what that gives us is a configure. This is a really expensive way to do the water flushing in our mob farm, but we're not quite sure what numbers we need at the moment. So because we don't know what numbers we need, we're going to use this one for our first one, and then our first platform, and then once we've figured out those numbers through experimentation, we'll find a cheaper clock to replace it with, and to power any other platforms we have. Yeah, so what we should get here is this will go for about 15 seconds off, and then we'll get a pulse on this light here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Second pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. So we get about 15 seconds off. Then it triggers 5 seconds, triggers on, then it goes off for another 5 seconds, then it triggers on again. And what this will do is this will control the water. So what we'll have is the water will get dispensed, and then 5 seconds later, it'll get taken back, and then we'll wait another 15 seconds for things to spawn on the platform, and then we'll flush the water again. Water goes out for 5 seconds, another 15 after that. So these timings I took from the timings that Potato Noir and Frinocraft had devised for their mob farms. But those are designed for big, tall, multi-floored sort of mob farms. The type that we'll build later on in the series for our general mob needs. But yeah, so we're going to go and build this we're going to go build ourselves a spawning platform, and also build this underneath it to control the flushing. And then we should actually start to get some, once nighttime rolls around, we should actually start to see some husks. And with that we can hopefully some hopefully some sand. Oh, and there goes the stomach rumbling again, which is kind of gross, but also it's a nice reminder that I need to eat. I feel like more games should have that. It's slightly better than the ambiotic factor, like, oh, I'm gonna crap my pants style commentary that the character gives. Okay, so what do we need? What do we actually need for this? We need some. I could just take all of this with me, couldn't I? Yeah, let's tear this down and I'll take it with me. Pickaxe. Then we know for sure we have all the pieces we need because we had them here. We won't need the light in the new one. We will instead need a dispenser. Do we have any of those in our redstone box? We have a dropper, and a dispenser. Okay. So a dropper and a dispenser, and then let's just take some spares in case we drop anything into the void. Okay, so we've got that. And then let's grab some... Oh. I keep doing that today. Okay, let's grab some cobble slabs as well. We'll need some of those. And we'll head over to the mob farm area. I can't remember what supplies are left over there either. I think I have scaffolding already. But is there anything else we could do with? Let's take a couple of chests as well, just in case. Although I think those are already over there. And let's take a bed. Oh, good night for story. Thanks for joining so far. So okay, let's head down here and run the mob farm gauntlet. One of the things that upgrading has broken is that our mob switch is now broken. Mojang decided to change the way nether portals work. And that means that the chunk load that we use to keep the zombie villagers loaded and therefore contributing to our mob cap no longer works. They are apparently going to revert this in the next version though, and therefore come 1.21.6 we will get our chunk loader working again. So the options I have is I can actually I am trying to decide what to do. So I can either use a mod to try and put the behavior back to what it was and what it's going to go back to in the next version, or I can tear down our existing chunk loader and put something far more complicated in its place, which I'd really rather not do, because the one we have is kind of nice. It fits aesthetically into where it is. It's not too intrusive on the portal itself, and we can sort of use that portal as a portal and a chunk loader. But on the flip side, that is kind of cheating a little bit, right? Okay, I have plenty of space here. Did I not have scaffolding over here? Oh, no, we can scaffold with actual blocks instead. So let's take, okay, we want to take the food as well. We're going to want real blocks, but mostly slabs. Okay, let's head up to where we were working. Head up here, what we then want is to tower up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will give things ample space. Let's go 6 maybe. And we put down a dispenser. Oh, no. That was done. So the dispenser needs to be in the middle. Oh, there are so many glow squid here. Where is our pickaxe? Ah. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Let's go 7 because we're going to have that clock underneath. So our observer goes here, and we want to come out 1, 2, 3 on each side of this. Actually, let's do it at the half slab level for there. Oh, the works in my building is still ongoing, so hopefully it's not too noisy with that going on in the background. Let me know if you can hear it too much, and I'll see what I can do about it. And filtering it out, I still need to try and sort my audio setup out. So we have 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to turn this into a little diamond. We're going to want to go out 3 this side as well, and then another one over here. Welcome back, model. Okay, so we've got this 3 here, and what this is going to do is it's going to make the water this is going to dispense a water bucket, and the water will flow to here, and then from here we'll get it will drop down one. I really should have brought scaffolding with me. It's fine, we can be amateur hour about this. Okay, so once it gets here, then we will have, so from this point, it will drop to here and it'll go out another 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then it'll flush the mobs off and they'll land down there. So then this thing goes into another diamond shape. So we can expand this out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a torch on the edges here, so that when it does get dark, it's not going to. We're not going to have to start dealing with spawns. Oh, no, that wasn't actually the final one. There we go. So yeah, we just want to do this on each side, and then we're going to rebuild that clock that we were looking at before underneath the platform here. And instead of pulsing the light on and off like we were in our little test, we're going to dispense a water bucket. So this comes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Why am I like this? 1. Actually, the one torch pretty much covers the whole area. So I think we basically just have to take the platform out. If we take these out, we just need to basically make sure the entire edge is a light level of 2. Which should help us build it a bit. There we go. We don't need to count things out. But without the light mod, we could have just as I said, counted out 8 from each side and then connected it up. If you guys wanted to hear someone with a funny accent counting, then you probably would have logged into Sesame Street rather than a Minecraft stream, right? Okay, so we've got our base platform. We've got our platform. Oh no, I still got this side to do. Let's get this in. Oh, crap! Let's get back up there. Actually, let's sleep the night away. Little snooze, bit of snoring. Oh, and a bit of the old matcha latte while that was happening. Okay, so next up, the clock. So I think we probably want to work backwards a bit. So let's go get our redstone bits and bobs. Yeah, I think that's everything. Free glow ink. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so we've got our platform up. Then underneath that, trying to remember which way around the observer's face when we place them. I think it's the other way, isn't it? So we're going to need to go. Build this up backwards. So this one we need to then take out. Our observer goes that way. Yep. And then actually I want to do this. I'll at least build the clock out of smooth stone rather than cobble, just so that we can then tell the difference from the underneath which which are important blocks and which aren't. Smooth stone slabs? No. No, I think I have some of those in the box in the nether though, so let's have a quick... Oh. No, that is not what I wanted to do. But yeah, this is the change they made to the portal. So if you look at the portal block here, if I'm actually looking at it, you can see the outline of where I'm looking at it. It's now actually there. So, and I can stand like on the obsidian frame without teleporting until I go forward enough that I'm actually touching the portal itself. So these portal blocks used to be an entire block wide. So even though the animation was just here in the middle, it used to be as soon as you cross this line here that it started to teleport you. Now it doesn't teleport you till you start to cross here. And with that, our trunk loader is now kaput. And I went all that way and forgot to get my smooth stone slabs. Which I didn't have any anyway. So okay, we'll have to make some of those. So yeah, our handy dandy little chunk loader in the other now no longer works, and we could anywhere else we could make use of ender pearls instead, so it's nice and easy, but we need a water column for that, which obviously means no nether. As soon as we put water down in the nether, it dries up immediately. Which is fair, it is a hellish dimension after all, but fortunately not that helpful for us. Okay, so how did we have this? So we have so that is our block. Onto that we have a redstone torch, and then next to that we had two hoppers facing into each other. One that and one here. On that. Then we want a comparator coming out of we have to tear a bunch of this down on the way to get it back to working, but it should be okay. Can we go there? Yeah. So, and then we want redstone dust there. So that is a comparator. We have a full block here. Another redstone torch there. Dust, dust, and dust. And then, how many items was it? It was 4.5 at 0.4, so 11. dust out for now. It should. Ah, hang on. No, I've messed this up. It's too far over. This is what I get for building it backwards. So it was building block there, then a hooper going into that one to move all this over by one now. That goes in there. The comparator goes comparator goes here, take that out. Those come out. Put another. Oh. This is an awkward spot to go up now. I think here is probably a safer spot. Yeah, that's probably going to clear the mechanism. Okay, so we have then we have the torch on that. Our 11 items. Yeah, so that seems to be working. You can see the items flowing each way depending on whether or not this torch is lit. So next to next to that we had a repeater. That was set to 3. And then, oh. Okay, so let's so that went into a comparator. So that went into a observer, which was observing a. Oh, it was observing a piece of dust on that one. I'm going to have to cover up these hoppers as well, I think, because they're just getting loads of crap added to them. So I can now just put a regular building block on top of them. Okay. So we had a dust here. Then we had an observer looking at that dust. which I think needs to go in that way around. Yep. And then from this side, we then had we had a repeater here to iron out the signal and mean that we only get the highs or the lows. And then it was a piece of dust. And then a block. Oh, a block there. And then we're just building up the hopper clock here now, I think. And then what do we have? So yeah, I think it's then a comparator here. So we have a comparator there, and a sticky piston. Oh, that was what we wanted. Let's try and do the hoppers first. So we had a building block there, okay, and then we want a hopper. Facing in that way, now one facing into that. One, two, three, four. Yeah, then we want another comparator here. Going into a building block, and then we have a redstone dust here, and then we have our sticky pistons on that. One there. How many atoms was this one? This one was 24. So we have 24 atoms in here. And then we'll put a redstone block there. There we go. So that should now be functional. So now we need to fill in. Where is our route down? It's this here, isn't it? So let's take this slab out for now and put that back in above us as we go. So if we put our floor back in here, what we don't have on us is our water bucket to fill that dispenser. So we're gonna have to do one last trip down and back up. Oh. that stuff up. Let's have a quick nap. I do love the little snoring sound. Far more than I should. Far more than I should. But... okay, let's try and get out of there. We'll have to clear up a load of this as sort of area as we go as well. As our farm should actually be ready to go. I think we need to take out a bunch of the floor here. Actually, let's get another bucket. We're going to need, and we'll need a containment area down here, because as soon as we start this, we should. Actually, no, it's during the day, so it should be fine, safe for now. But we should start to see mobs coming, dropping down and dying as soon as we clear out. As soon as we get this primed, we should start to see mobs coming down at night. Okay, so in here we'll put a bucket. That will wash the torch off when it fires. Oh. Then we need to head up here. Okay. Take our bucket. Oh. We didn't seal up behind us. So we're now getting stuff through the hole here. Oh. Okay, I think that's okay. We didn't damage any of the redstone, right? No, I think okay. I think that's all okay. Then we'll grab our bucket. Take the water out. Uh-oh. And it's already working. No. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I am so bad at that when I panic. I just lose track of what buttons to press and make a mess of my hotbars. Okay, so alright, I guess mobs be spawning. I'm not sure where that spawned from though. Okay, well shouldn't actually be able to spawn at the moment. So we'll create that. We'll create ourselves a little wall to hide behind, so nothing can aggro on us. I'm guessing that actually spawned down here while I was up looking at stuff. So yeah, okay, let's have a look at what we've got here now then. So we should get about 15 seconds of off, and then that comes on. It flows all the way to the edge, then for 5 seconds turns off. Waits another 15 seconds, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it disappears. Off, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah. So we're getting about 15 seconds on, 15 seconds of spawning time, and then 5 seconds of flushing. They should all end up here, where everything will fall down and die of full damage as it lands into our little ring here. Which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. So now we just have to wait for night. Oh, excuse me. My only worry this farm is potentially we have created a big Enderman spawning area here. As soon as the water comes, they're going to teleport away. So they will probably teleport to... I can't remember if they are able to teleport to a half block or not. But they'll probably teleport down to where we are. So we may have an Enderman problem, but we will have to see that one, how that one goes. Where is the sun now? Okay, it's in the west. It's going down. Do we have anything else here? We do have magma blocks. That's the other thing we can do. Do we have time to do that quickly? Oh, damn it, my screen is still being temperamental. I've worked out it is definitely a Windows issue rather than the screen though. Well, it's either Windows or my graphics card. I'm hoping it's Windows because that is potentially an easier fix than okay, we're going to put magma blocks in here, which should then deal with anything that drops down and decides to be clever and have like feather falling or something like that on their boots. Then they should still die from the magma blocks instead. Then take those out. Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted. Okay, let's put that in. Okay, so that's now blocked off. We have a water bucket here, so if we Let's take that and some chests back here as well. Make sure we're hidden away back here. Ender chest that side. And let's make sure we're dropping off all of our valuables. And then we'll try and get down to the bottom there and expand that space so that we've got a safer chute over here. We're very close to the bottom of the world here though. Be very careful of the void. Let's put a little ring around this. Block this off so the water doesn't go everywhere. Put one at the bottom there to make it safe. Okay, now we can go and collect all this. And I can hear things dropping above me. So night has finally come. And see what we're getting in terms of drops. Okay, look at that. So okay, we've got creepers, spiders, skeletons, husks. We have husks. More husks. I feel like we could maybe go a shorter interval between the flushes. I wonder if we can shorten the flushing time as well. I think we still need that as it is, but check this out. What do we have down here? We have sand. We have sand. So we need to sort out a collection system for that, but here we go. Everything falls down, dies down here, and we're gonna have ourselves not only sand. We're gonna have we're also gonna get some gunpowder, some bones, some arrows. We'll probably throw the rotten flesh away. But yeah, so. Yeah, and there was an Enderman there, okay, who is now down here with us, so it was alright. We are going to have a small Enderman problem, but we'll have to find a way of preventing the Enderman from teleporting to places, so the only way we can really do that is by having water. Yeah, this is actually working. So what we'll need to do is hook up some collection for it, and then basically we then need to sort of replicate it a few times. So what I'll probably do is I'll have another one. I'll create another diamond here. I'll put them adjacent to each other, so we get this little gap here in the middle. And I'll see how we get. We'll probably see how we get on with 4 platforms. Yeah, we are going to, no, this is going to be a problem because we're going to accumulate Endermen down here until they fill up the mob cap. And because they're so close, they're not going to despawn. So we do need to make all of this Enderman unfriendly space. And what we could do potentially is, I'm not sure how far they can teleport, but we could put a small platform up high, outside of our spawning radius. And then that would potentially then force them to teleport up to that platform instead of down to us. And then they will in theory despawn. Oh, although actually no, that's a good suggestion. So I don't know. We'll have. It will take some doing, but yeah, we could just we could use Enderman and some trapdoors and make them just run into the void. That's a good shout. Yeah, I think maybe both. We probably need to try and control where they can teleport to, and then use an endermite to then yeet them into the void, and then that'll give us our okay. And there's another problem, I think. So yeah, if he's on top of the dispenser, he doesn't get moved. So I think we'll have to put a slab one block up from above the dispenser. And that'll give us yeah, slab one up from the dispenser will give us a oh, wait, did my achievements get reset? That is annoying. Okay, that is very annoying. It looks like we've lost our achievements, but no worry, we can work on getting those back. We didn't really have any of the hard ones anyway. Okay, we'll clear out these guys for now. The day is rising. We can go see what we've got from this first night. Yeah, what I'm seeing though is we're going to probably need a bunch more platforms. I don't think one platform is going to serve us well. we only got one ender pearl out of all of them. That's that was stingy. Okay, so the farm has stopped. So let's and I think a lot of the drops despawned, unfortunately. But we have one sand block. Okay, so we'll need to sort our collection. We need to sort our collection, and then yeah, I think our dude up here. Okay, he's despawned as well. But yeah, okay, so we have our first we have our first platform. Okay, so now I guess we're gonna need to collect the goods somehow. And for that, we have two options. We can either flush them off of here into water channels, we can channel them all over to a centralized storage area from each side. Which would allow us, I guess, to more easily centralize storage. Or we can yeah, I think flushing them is going to work better than minecarts. Although actually minecarts might be better because although they're going to add some lag, we could sort of just have one track where it goes around and collects from different farms. Okay, let's what do we have for this? We don't have. Let's go get some stuff from minecarts, and we'll set up a little minecarts. We'll set up a little minecart track underneath. We'll gather up all of the goods, and then we'll see how much stuff we actually get from it. So let's put this in our chest there. Yeah, and then once we've run it a while and we've got a good amount of sand, my plan is that I want to go in and replace all of the cobblestone there with sandstone. So we'll have a couple of sandstone platforms there for the mobs themselves. And then what's in this chest? Nothing. Yeah, we'll have a couple of sandstone platforms, probably smooth sandstone, and then those will channel everything into the. Those will be our spawning platforms, and we'll try and use that to make it a bit more desert-like. because we don't want it we don't want everything to be cobble. So cobble to me is, oh damn it, out of food. Cobble to me is the sort of this is temporary, it's going to get replaced block. So I mean, we do use it in some places as a permanent block, but for the most part it's sort of our, this block, it's our this is because we didn't have the materials we wanted block, and we're going to go through and replace it later. So yeah, so anywhere we see cobble is either going to get removed or replaced at some point in the future. Got a little bit of hydration, and we'll get back. We'll get rail supplies, and then we'll go back and start some work on the improvements we need to make. I think we'll also try and get that slab in above the center. I mean, we could actually slab the whole of the center. All right, let's oh boy is hungry. Okay, let's get some food before that sound completely grosses everyone out. Chow down some pork chops. So where did I leave the scaffolding? Ah, hang on, it's over in the other. Okay, so I do have a big, those are activator, those are regular rails. We're going to need some powered rails as well. So for that we're going to need twigs, we're going to need iron. No, not iron, gold, sorry. Gold. Alright, that's more than we're ever going to need of that. Let's put gold back. We're going to need hoppers. Lots and lots of hoppers. So I'm going to grab any wood in this row? No. Okay, let's take we're nearly full on iron blocks in the iron farm. We should probably make some space over here actually. There we go. That should give it a bit of a buffer. This can go into the precious metals box over here. Okay, so let's go and convert all of these into planks, then into chests, and then I have some hoppers as well. Turn what's left back into blocks, and then this can go back into the chest here, and then 10 levers. We're going to need a bunch of levers as well. Alright, we'll get that. And a stack of cobble. And one stack of levers. Sticks back. Probably don't need that redstone either. Okay, and then we'll head back over to... I think we'll sleep as well first, because we don't want to get there for it to be night. Okay, so let's get some collection in. We can actually see what this farm is producing. And then we'll also have an eye. We'll have a look and see what our mob cap looks like as well, which will tell us how many more platforms we potentially need. All the way down. I do need to extend the ice tunnel down here if we're going to be down here back and forth a lot, but we'll save that for when we've actually got a bit more down here and we know where the portals are actually going to be. So I think I might end up moving the current portal over and trying to center the area that we're going to have below the platforms. So if we can get away with 4 platforms, I think I'll try and center the area below so that it sort of encompasses the area between the killing chambers of each of the 4 platforms. We have to go for larger than that. I'm not quite sure what we'll do instead, but we'll figure something out. Yeah, so if I build another sort of area, one there, one there, and one there, then what I'll do is I'll probably have this space here as the area that I have to work with, and I'll get rid of all of this sort of space around it. Cool. What I didn't bring was a hopper minecart. Did I bring any iron over this way? No. I'll have to go back for that after. So. Let's grab a pickaxe. Let's put the boat back in there for now. What am I missing from my ender chest? Is that torches? Okay, so we want powered rails, regular rails, blocks, slabs. Probably more slabs. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we want 7 by 8. So 14, 28, 56. We want a lot more smooth stone slabs. That's probably actually enough because we want some of these to be the old powder owls. Okay, so if we come down underneath, we don't need any of these down here anymore. But we do need to get up. Oh, hang on, I'm doing a terrible job with this. And let's have that back and that back. So that's going to go there. And then next to that we're going to have a slab. And then we'll have one of those going all the way across. And then I actually need more of the slabs than I thought. So probably go like, no, that's one too high, that was stupid. I think we'll try and finagle this from up here instead. Let's go get some more smooth stone out of the chest in the nether. We'll also eat. I still didn't get my scaffolding, did I? What is wrong with me? Okay. Let's make sure we have a bed on us because we want to be able to make sure. Oh. We want to be able to make sure that we can sleep if we need to. And we'll go put that slab in that we needed to up the top here. Oh. Okay. That's that should hopefully prevent things spawning right on top of. We've got ghost woods already. Should hopefully stop things spawning right on top of things. Okay. And then we're going to need for this water to go away. let's get a few more of the slabs. Where is a spider? What have I left spawnable? It's not under here. Is it up in the actual farm? It's not here either. Strange. Okay. Well. So we've got oh, sorry. One, two, and this is the middle. I think the next one is the middle, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put run the rails along here. This will be 4 blocks, and we'll put some levers under those. We'll have some hoppers across the front there. That will give. This will give us. This will and then we should be able to just have a little minecart perpetually in motion down here to scoop everything up. Oh, no, those are whole blocks. We wanted the. What have I done there? That's holes. Okay. So these need to come out. I think. These ones? Yeah. Okay, I'll collect those from the bottom later. Yeah, so we've got 3 of these along here. Three along there. Then we'll run this right the way along, and one at the end there. Okay, let's grab our rails. So we want a powered rail there. Oh. And hoppers, actually. Hoppers and some chests. Let's head down below and then we can get the chests in. Okay, now we've got that one in, we can do the rest from the top. Take out that cobblestone platform as well, I think, while we're down here. See, I really should start carrying a full complement of tools. And it's not like it's quite as bad as it was now. Now that we have a good source of emeralds from the Hoglin farm. Okay, put the rest of those chests in later. Okay, let's run that across. Turn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Power rails in the middle. That's going to want to. Let me just check. Yes, that is the middle. There's something slightly not fun about like doing this, knowing that if I don't catch the sunset correctly, then effectively just a massive amount of mobs is going to rain down on my head. Okay, so we've got that. Now if we mine out that, we should be able to put a lever on this one. Oh, no, that should be a powered rail. Those, okay. And then on top of this, we go back with the magma. Where's the rest of that gone? We added too much. We don't need we added a whole extra strip along this side. Oh, now how am I going to get out of here? Okay. Okay, so now we've got we've got our rail line in now. We just need a minecart to run on it, and then so we're gonna need a hopper minecart to run on it, and then we're gonna need to sort out our storage down here. Although this is temporary, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. No, still no sleep. What I might do is might provide a little access down here. If we put a slab there. No. We want one there and then one there. Oh, now it's getting dark. And quick before things start spawning. Okay, so we've got our collection down here now. I think I will just run a little railing around this so we don't end up falling off. Oh. Here we go. We'll get another one in here. That gives some access down. We'll fill in these bits. We'll go get a hopper minecart, and then we can actually start to look at what our rates are for this thing. Okay, those are all accessible. Just dump the rest in here. Did I do any damage to the top here? No. Okay, so that slab's in to stop the spawns there now. We've got all of this space. Okay, I think, and we've got our collection in. We didn't do the levers on the bottom of the rail tracks. Okay. One, two, three, four. Okay, so then we go along here. Turn these on so they power the rails above them. Idiot boy left his pickaxe in the chest up there. Let's go get that quickly. Okay. So let's go get our hopper minecart, and we should be good to go. So we should actually see some profits from this. We should be able to stay awake the next night, have stuff drop and die on the platform, and then we should see some actual real profits from it, which we can then turn, and then we can count up how much sand we've got at the end of it and see what sort of amount of sand per night we're going to be looking at. Yeah, and we'll also keep an eye on our mob cap as well, and that will tell us how many mobs are actually spawning, and hopefully we'll see sort of around. Hopefully we'll see it hover around 20 plus. If it's in the 20, if it's around 20-ish, then we'll know that we will just need the 4 platforms to be able to get like good efficiency. And if it's not, then we'll probably need more than 4, which will make layout slightly more complicated, but still feasible. Still feasible, just ever so slightly more. We won't be able to have a sort of giant sort of diamond-ish shape. We'll have to go something a bit more abstract. Okay, so rather than let's do we have any hoppers in a redstone? No, that's cauldrons. Hoppers. No, we took all the hoppers with us, didn't we? Do we have any chests? Okay. 1, 8. Let's go. 1 hopper, 1 minecart, 1 hopper minecart. We'll put the rest of these bars away, and then we will we'll take a stack of iron blocks with us, just so we've got them over there for the future. And yeah, we really need to extend that. We really need to extend our zoomy tunnel all the way down. Or even potentially put some way down at the end so that we can use the zoomy tunnel to get most of the way to the bottom, to the end. And then we just have to hit down a vine or something to get down to the rest. I think that's probably the best option. So I will probably go and I'll probably do that later today. I'll set something up so that we have we have a crimson vine hanging down, and we can just use that to get up and down to the end of the tunnel here, and then we'll just have to go the last leg. Oh, did I not eat again? The food in this game goes so quickly. And when it runs out and you're just forced to move at this ridiculously slow speed, it's painful. I feel like the punishment is not thing of the crime. So come on, I can run on an empty stomach, so can this guy. Come on, almost there. And then I need to stop putting my food in the chest. That bastion over there looks pretty close. We should probably go and visit that at some point as well. I wonder what kind it is. Okay, let's get some food. Where did I leave them? There they are, pork chops. Then if we put this down here, there we go. It's got the momentum it needs. And we didn't put, okay, we haven't powered the one at this end. Let's grab our pickaxe. Come on, I want to get this done before the night falls so that we can, and we want to leave our, we'll get this done before the night falls so that we can actually test it overnight. Okay, lever on there, powered. Hopefully that will send the cart back. Yep. Cart is running. Okay. Oh no 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 no. That was almost very stupid. Let's put that stuff there. Pickaxe back here. Okay, and let's come on. Let's see what we do for how we do for spawns. Come on. How are we doing? So we'll load up the old F3 menu. And okay, 16 monsters. I want to make sure I'm not staring at any Endermen randomly while here. So those are, okay, so we're hovering around the 15 mark. Well, okay, so we might not hit mob cap with 4 platforms. We might not hit the mob cap with 4 platforms. I think the trouble we might have though is space. Actually, no. I think we should be okay. So I think we might have to go a bit. We might have to go a bit bigger than this. So we might. I was thinking maybe 4 of them. We might have to maybe squeeze in a couple more. So maybe we could go 4. Maybe we could go for 9 platforms. That would give us a decent amount of spawnage, but we'll have to see how much of this fits in our spawnable spear. seems to be working. So we won't really see the true benefits until we've got more platforms in. But we can head down here now, and because we're underground, we should be able to. We should be able to see what we've gathered so far. So, okay, there's a bit of. It's not the most sand. It's not pouring in, but it's not the worst either. It's still something. We are getting a lot of other creatures. So I do wonder if we could potentially kill some of the other spawns. The flushing design is not really going to allow us to get rid of the flushing design is not really going to allow us to get rid of the spiders and stuff, and the not being able to have a roof means we can't get rid of the Enderman. The creepers would have been difficult to get rid of anyway. I think putting slabs down to stop the spider spawns as well will potentially break the flushing as well. So yeah, we're probably not going to be able to. Why didn't you fall off? So there is enough. Okay. We're at 20, which is what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 at the top. Where are these? I mean, it seems to be doing okay. And we're just getting to the edge as we track the water as well. So I think the water is out for the right amount of time. I wonder if a longer time between the flushes might actually benefit us more. Because all of the time that the water is out, we basically lose the ability to spawn mobs. So we want the time that the water's out to be as low a percentage of the time as possible before it stops working. So I think we might actually need to increase the amount of time between flushes. That will get us more mobs per cycle. And as I said, and we'll build 4 more of these, and then we're gonna have to figure out something to do with the Enderman, because as I said, they're adding to the cap, and they're too close to us down here to actually despawn. But I think it appears to be working. So yeah, okay. We have our prototype sand farm. What is up with that spider? Why is it glowing like that? It's going. Minecart is picking everything up. Why are they all coming over and getting so close? Not getting as much. That middle hopper is being blocked from picking anything up. Wait. So yeah, this one's actually not picking anything up because of the because of this. Might have to find a smarter way of laying out the hoppers. I think if I have a powered rail there and there, I can power it from a block here and here. Actually, if I powered the magma block, it's either end there, would that power the powered rail underneath? And then I could actually turn that one off, and that would unlock the hopper. Okay, let's go inspect our hull. Anyway, we're gonna need a boat and a sword to deal with these guys. That. How am I going to get you in a boat? There we go. Okay, what do we get from that? We've got 3, 6, 4, 15. Okay, 21 sand from the entire night time. Okay, those results are actually terrible. We'll have to try and come up with something to speed things up. Let's set up a chest for actual drops. Yeah, this is not a good haul. So a Minecraft so a day-night cycle is 20 minutes. Right. So if we're looking at $21 sand per 20 minutes, maybe 4 platforms. We're looking at maybe 250 sand per hour. That is actually pretty abysmal. Yeah, so we're gonna get it. I will have, if I have AFK overnight, if those rates are, well, I know there's going to be some variation in the results, but if we extrapolate that out, then an overnight AFK session will only net us. Assuming we get rid of the Enderman, an overnight AFK session will only get us about half a double chest, so one chest of sand. I mean, we will get other goodies alongside that. Oh, no, that's my food. That should be in there. Yeah, we'll get plenty of bones and arrows and gunpowder and string, redstone. But it's not a lot. I was kind of hoping for more than that, to be honest. Yeah. Although actually, an entire chest of sand's not too bad, right? What could we do to improve this? So yeah, as it stands with this, if I AFK'd for overnight, I'd get with just this one platform, I would get about 7 to 8 stacks of sand. How do we actually get those rates up? First off, we are not hitting our mod cap, so we can go. We could go for 4 platforms. So that will get us more. We could then potentially add another 4. but then we're going to hit the mob cap itself. So we're gonna hit the mob cap we're probably gonna hit the mob cap with 4 platforms. If we go to 8, then we probably won't get more mobs spawning. But what we could do is we could have 4 of the platforms flush. We could have the flushing offset, so that only one platform is being flushed at any one time, which should mean that we have a lot more spawning potential. We can't really get packs. Could we get pack spawning? Actually, could we get pack spawning to work? So the way pack spawning, the way most mob farms have a huge ceiling above them, and that improves the rates, because what that means is if something tries to spawn here, because there's a roof, the game will look for the height. Will look basically in this this sort of block here. The game will basically go, okay, this is the highest block, so this is the highest point on which we can spawn something, and it will try and spawn there. And if it can't spawn here, it will try and spawn in various spots around it. So if by putting the roof on things, it basically means that something could try and spawn here, and if it can't spawn here, you'll still try and spawn additional monsters from the packs. This is why often you'll see like 3 or 4 zombies appear at once. So that means if something tried to spawn off the edge, if we put a roof up that literally sort of came to here and then went out 15 blocks, that would potentially mean that if anything tried to spawn in this space, it would still pack spawn onto the platform. It would still pack spawn onto the platform, and that could give us a bit more rates. So I think we're going to have to flood the entire floor down here to keep the Enderman out. Or just get rid of it completely. And then wherever we do have space down here, we'll use an Endermite to yeet them into the void. Yeah. So yeah, I think there is a plan here. I think there's still potential in this. We just need to develop the concept a bit further. So I think once the other 4 platforms are up, we'll see better rates, and then from there maybe we go another 4 platforms and we just offset them so that basically we flush sequentially, which means that while the spawning is being blocked on one platform, it's available on another. And yeah, we'll put a sort of skirt around to try and improve to get some pack spawning going. And then hopefully we'll start to see some good rates. But I think I'm going to call I think I will call the stream here for today. The rates may not be exactly what we were hoping for, but they are rates, and we are getting sand. Things are falling to their death just behind us. We can see that. The goods are coming in. So there's still work for us left to do. But it's a start. It's a start, and we can start using the resources from this to As I said, I want the platforms to be made out of sandstone. So when we build the next next 3 platforms, we'll build those out of sandstone. Probably smooth sandstone, and then once we've got that in place, we will we'll rebuild the original platform, and then we'll start working on. We'll offset the flushing on those 4 platforms and see how we go, how far we get with that. And I think so I think we'll work on some of that in the next stream or 2. And then once we've got that sorted, we will hopefully have all of the sand we need. So if you want to see how it progresses, and if we manage to get things working in the end, then do drop the channel a subscription. If the videos have been at all interesting at all, then give it a like. And I will hopefully see you all next week for some more Skyblock. Bye.